Hey guys, it's Becky. I am back with another process video. Today I'm going to be using some papers from Echo Park's Go See Explore collection. I had gotten these papers in a Noel Mignon kit last year, and I'm also going to use this blue paper from Shimelle. This Shimelle paper I picked up for the blue side, and I found it at Tuesday Morning, a pack of 25 for $2.99. Yes, please, because I will use several of those. I'm also going to use this cardstock right here. It is that marshmallow cardstock. I have been trying to get my hands on this cardstock for months and months. I would hazard to say maybe even a whole year. And finally was able, it came back in stock on Amazon, and that's where I had gotten it at. So I did show you a sketch I'm using, and the sketch actually is from Creative Scrappers, but it was not numbered. So that particular sketch, it was at the bottom right, I think, of what I showed you, and I didn't see a number on it in that freeze frame, but I could just be crazy. Right here I had already typed my journaling out in advance, so I did use that blue paper to go ahead and border my journaling with. I love this paper right here. It has all these planes flying around the world. It's very cool. Really like that one, and I am going to incorporate these strips of planes as well. With this camera paper, I am going to fussy cut out several of these cameras. I think I only used one, but I also cut out a couple banners, and I used a few of those as well. This is going to take me a little bit of time, so I am not going to do it all on video. As you can see, I just cut off 2 big chunks. I really am going to sit here and cut all those out because I just love to cut paper. It's like, it's a sickness. Right here I go ahead and pull in my photo. It is just a photo of an H&M shopping bag. I'm going to use some acrylic paint on packaging and add water to it and just smush it around. The smooshing does not look completely fabulous, but I just went with it. I have a lot of mixed media stuff, but I haven't really been pulling it out lately. I don't know why. It seems like I go through these little phases. They're like ebb and flow, right? But on this day, because that sketch was so simple, I actually just wanted to throw a little bit extra on there. Also, I hadn't had this marshmallow cardstock for too long, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. It's okay. It is actually quite thick, but even though it's quite thick, it did still warp a little bit. Especially up there at the top where that big blot is. That one, up at that point, it warped more in than it did in all the other places on the page. I don't know. I'm like, guys, seriously, I've heard this before. And I was doing research on this because I'm like crazy. I'm like, I keep losing my mind. And I like forget words and stuff, and there really is such a thing as cancer brain even before you have medication. I'm like, what in the world? It's crazy. All right, so I cut off these strips, and I'm going to go ahead and put down part of my title. It says up on the light blue piece, it says I made it to Spain, and then on this dark blue piece, oh no, light blue piece, it says I made it, and then on the dark blue piece it says to Spain, but ... And then I'm going to put my luggage did not. So when we went from Portugal to Spain, our very first stop was in Lisbon. And then we caught a plane from Lisbon to Malaga. And we showed up. Jim's luggage showed up. My luggage did not show up. So I'm freaking out, right? Well, that night when we first got there, I'm stinky and I'm dirty. And I don't have any clean clothes to put on. So I wore my husband's clothes to bed. But that evening when we showed up, we did take a little walk around. I would say not very far, maybe a quarter mile from our hotel, and to get something to eat. But I did see this little shopping center type deal, which was really, really neat. I loved it. And the next day I got up, I checked with the front desk, and my luggage still didn't show up. So I went shopping. And this was the leg of the trip that Jim wasn't really feeling very well. Like 2 days in Malaga, he was not feeling good, and then it lasted for 2 days into Seville. So, poor guy. I feel bad for him because I really enjoyed Malaga, walking around. That was one of my favorite parts of the trip, was doing the morning walks, and he didn't get to join me on those. So, I feel bad for him because they were fabulous. So these stickers I'm going to use down here for my luggage did not. They are the cloud stickers, I think. I don't know if I showed them to you or not. Like I mentioned this in a previous video, when I'm talking to you, I look at my microphone, not my screen. I've got to stop doing that. And then those little white stickers that said I made it to Spain, but those are Ellie's studio. Right here, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put the strips at. I am only going to use one strip of that plain. And that, what is that called? It's kind of like, it's not a pinwheel. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't. The big round bit with the airplane in the middle. You can leave in the comments what it's called, because right now my brain is not thinking about it. It is going to stay on the page, but it's going to move up to the top where that globe is. And I do use this travel piece, but I am going to cover up that whole travel word with some of those banners and also a camera. Here they switch spots, and that's how it's going to be. Oh, I didn't put the travel. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, they just switch spots like that. And I am going to cover up the travel with this. Now you can still see the lettering. So I pulled out one of those banners to kind of stick under there so you could not see the banners or see the lettering on that globe that said travel. Up at the top, I'm also going to put another one of those banners that I cut out, and I'm going to layer a couple of those up on top of each other as well, just for a little bit of dimension. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, I have other travel. Where are they at? I know I have other travel collections. And so I went away. You don't see this, but I go away and look around my room, because I'm like, I know I have a travel collection that has all these suitcases in it, which is perfect because my luggage didn't make it. So I go searching around, and I did find the Go Now Go from Shimelle. I had put that away, but I went ahead and pulled it back out and took out some of those luggage pieces. Some of them are going to be die cuts. I'm going to use a sticker, and also I'm going to fussy cut one or two of them out of a piece of the paper. Now what I do usually, like, for example, just last week I pulled out, I have an iris case that has all this Valentine's Day stuff in it. So I pull it out from where I usually store it, and I did 3 Valentine's Day layouts with it. Well, then 3 layouts, I'm bored, right? So I went and took that Valentine's Day case and I put it in my closet. So I know the collections that I have in my closet are the collections I most recently used. The collections that I have in my cabinets are collections I have not used for a while. Now, when my closet starts to get too full of the collections, I take them out and put them in one of the cabinets, because now one of the cabinets is almost empty, right? That's how I do it. I know that sounds crazy and insane, but that's how I do it. Because I get bored and I want to make sure I'm using all the collections, and that's just the best way for me to do it. I just like to rotate them out, but I can't always remember what I recently used because I just can't remember stuff. Right here, I'm cutting this into a banner. I cut that dark blue one into a banner as well. And I am inking the edges, and I do believe I am using that Kelly Perky ink because that's usually what I use. The red splatters I did way back when I was doing the smishing. It was red acrylic ink by Dilutions. I think it's called Cherry something, maybe. I don't remember. Here I'm going to go ahead and pull out my T-square ruler to try to get these strips straight-ish. Popping this up on a little bit of foam tape. Alright, so last time I did a voiceover, I don't know, it was several weeks ago, but I had did like several in one like weekend or something, and then I just scheduled them to go up to a week. So I haven't talked about this for a while. Last week I did have an MRI, and more spots were found in the same affected breast. So this week, what is today? Today is January 9th. So, like if you're someone I talk to on a daily or even weekly, you already know this, but to all the other watchers, if you're concerned or care, so today is the 9th, January 9th. I am going in for another biopsy on the 11th. So I'm hoping that those new spots are not cancerous. If the new spots are not cancerous, we're just going to follow through with the original plan of the lumpectomy and radiation. If the new spots that we're seeing on the MRI are cancerous, then we're looking at a mastectomy. So I'm not really super thrilled with that. And this is so sad. It's not that I'm not thrilled with that because I'm going to lose a breast. I mean, it happens, whatever. It's the healing time. It takes like over 3 weeks to heal from that. And I do not want to be laid up for 3. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Ask me how many times I have been sick, how many sick days I have taken from work in the past 9 years. Because I can tell you, like maybe 3. That's it. That's all I get sick. So I don't think I could be laid up for 3 weeks. I will go bat crap crazy. It is going to make me bonkers. And then I also had that genetic testing done. So if that comes back positive, it'll probably end up being a double mastectomy. Here I'm showing you those alphas. Anyways, if the genetic testing for the BRCS or BRCS, whatever it is, comes up positive, I'll probably just end up getting both removed, and then both of my arms will be like, I mean, like, if I just have one side of my body that's not really working right now, I can scrapbook with one arm, right? Or something for 3 weeks. There's no way in heck I can sit around for 3 weeks. I just can't do it. Like, my husband, I drive him bonkers because I can't sit around for an evening. I have to be doing something. It makes me just crazy. All right, here's where I found all this stuff from the Shimelle collection that I am pulling out. I am going to pop this sticker up on some foam tape, and it is going to go right there. Oh, you see that striped piece of paper that I ended up putting my luggage on, and also down there above the airplanes? That was a Simple Story one. Simple Stories paper. I have those in with my Shimelle collection just because that was this Simple Stories collection paper was polka dot on one side and striped on the other, and I've gotten several pieces of those because I love them just for they're B-side papers, even though both sides of them it really is technically an A and B side, but still both of them read like B-side papers, and I love them. So this particular piece of paper looked so good with that Shimelle paper. So when I was pulling out those suitcases, I had found that paper in the Shimelle box. I went ahead and used that. Because of the Echo Park collection that I had, I only got a couple embellishments and then 2 pieces of paper is all that came in the Noel Mignon kit for that. All right, guys, after I do that, I don't do anything else to this layout. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.